Hello again. Hopefully you are coming to this video after going through our warm-up video for this week, where we went all the way up to the D major scale in the pepperoni pizza rhythm. So, that being said, that's not all that we want you to do this week. By the time that you are watching this video, hopefully, Mr. Kyle and I will have sent out some pages from our old favorite string builder, the one that we were using when we were still meeting in person. So this video is going to be mostly me playing through some of the tunes on these pages, in case you want to know as you practice what they sound like, if you want to play along with me. And I'm also going to give you a couple of little tips that will hopefully help you through these pages. So, this is really all going to be about note reading. Being able to take the notes of the D major scale that we've been playing during warm-ups in the video that Mr. Kyle made last week, and being able to see them written on a staff and knowing what they are and how to play them. So, there are a couple ways you can think about this. One way is to just memorize all the notes on the staff and where they are, on all the lines and spaces. There are certain sentences you can come up with, like face, or every good boy does fine, or all cows eat grass. Hopefully, soon Mr. Kyle and I will find some sort of sheet that could give you a couple of tips for just straight up memorizing those notes. But there's also another way to think about it. I am going to play two notes, and I want you to think about which one is higher and which one is lower. Listen very closely. Okay, if you thought that the second note was the higher note and the first note was the lower note, you are correct, and you already have pretty good ear. So, the way it relates to this is there is a very, very simple rule. The higher the note sounds, the higher it's going to be written on the staff. The lower the note sounds, the lower it's going to be written on the staff. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. And if you look at song number 42 on page 11, it's the one that says the second finger on the D string at the top, you will see that that the song only uses three notes, D, E, and F sharp. But if you take a close look at the way that those three notes are written, you will be able to see that, and I'm exaggerating, that the D is right here, and then the E is a little bit above that, and then the F sharp is a little bit above that, and then the E is back in the middle, and then the F sharp, E, D. So the D is the lowest note there, and it's written the lowest. The F sharp is the highest note there, it's written the highest. And the E is a note in the middle, so it's written in the middle. And basically, if you know, especially if you know where the open strings are on the staff, which I believe Mr. Kyle should have gone over with you, if you know how that works, it'll be easier to say, oh, yeah, like I see a note that's written just above open D, so that might be first finger E, and it probably will be. So, speaking of number 42, I am going to pluck it, and I just want you to listen right now, just to hear how it sounds, and I want you to think about about how the values of notes change during the middle of the song. Okay? I'm just gonna pluck. Okay. Now it's my turn. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, hopefully, as you were listening to me plucking that, hopefully you noticed that about halfway through the song, the notes got like a little bit faster, right? And there were more of them. That is because the note values changed. Now, I believe this is something that hopefully Mr. Cow should have gone over with you. So, I want you to take a guess right now which note values were at the beginning and which note values were at the end. And we're thinking either whole notes, quarter notes, or half notes. Which type was at the beginning and which type was at the end? I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, hopefully you figured out that the notes at the beginning were whole notes and the notes near the end were half notes. And that is because whole notes, they look like literally a donut hole. They don't have any of those vertical lines stemming out from them. And whole notes are 4 beats long. That's why you heard me counting 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. It changed every 4 beats. But then once you get to the half notes are 2 beats long. So that's why you heard me go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when they're half notes, the note changes every 2 beats. For now. So what I think we should do next, and if you want to go back and pluck along with me, you can also do that. But right now, we're going to try number 42 with the bow. Now, the longer the note is, the slower you have to bow, so that you can hold the note out for as long as it's actually written. If you bow too fast for a whole note, if you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I ran out of bow because I bowed too fast. But if you bow slowly and carefully, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, nice and very smooth and really taking your time, then you'll have enough bow for those whole notes. Remember, we are changing fingers each bow. And right now, it's just open 1, 2, just back and forth. Okay. 1, 2, ready, play. Open D. 2, 3, 4. First finger, 2, 3, 4. Second finger, 2, 3, 4. First finger, 2, 3, 4. Second finger, 2, 3, 4. First finger, 2, 3, 4. Second finger, 2, 3, 4. First finger, 2, 3, 4. Open, 2, 3, 4. So, if you're wondering why I stopped, it's because we have to go back to the frog to do those half notes. So, I'm not sure if Mr. Kyle went over this with you already, but I know I did with my students. You circle your bow back. from the tip, in the air, to the fret. If you want to watch it one more time. We're going to be doing this again later, but for now, let's just pick back up where the half notes start. 1, 2, ready, play. Open D. 2, first finger, 2, second finger, first finger, second finger, first finger, second finger, open, open, first finger, second finger, first finger, second finger, first finger, open. Okay, so if you were able to get that, great. Now you can move on. So the next song that I want to take a look at right now is number 45, Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'm hoping that most of you know how it goes, but if not, I will pluck it right now. And as you listen to me pluck, I want you to think, well no, actually, as you listen to me pluck, I want you to watch what happens with my left hand while I pluck the open A string. Okay? Now it's my turn. So, when I went to go pluck that open A, did I just take my hand off because I could, or did I keep it here? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it, maybe rewind. Okay, hopefully you figured out that while I was plucking the open A, my left hand didn't move. It was still holding these two fingers down on the D string. And you can do that. If you have to go over to another string just for a couple notes, really there's no need to like put your hand down and then find it again. Just leave it there, just hold it. I mean, if you want to practice, just go back and forth between F sharp and A and hold these two fingers down. Like so. So if you want to pluck along with me, just rewind to where I was plucking. But if you're ready to try with the bow, then let's do it. And the same thing applies. You can keep these two fingers down while you bow the open A. Okay. And remember, you're starting on second finger. So you have to have these down before you start. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, 1, open. 1, 2, 2, 2. 1, 1, 1. 2, A. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. Alright, if you got that, now you're able to play a song that everyone knows, and you can play that for your parents, and they'll be like, oh my goodness, you can play Mary Had a Little Lamb, and they will be very proud of you, I promise. Okay, so really the last song that I'd like to go over here is number 59 on, I think, page 13. It's called Au clair de la lune. This is on the open A string. So, if you think about what we were doing at the beginning with D, E, and F sharp, doing that really slow song that just went through whole notes and then half notes, there is a version of that on page 12 for the A string. And you can do the exact same process that we did a couple minutes ago. So, for For Au clair de la lune, I'm going to pluck it once for you guys. And as you listen to me pluck, I want you to notice what happens to my left hand when I go straight from an A to a C sharp without playing first finger B in between, okay? Now it's my turn. Okay, so I have a question. When you saw me go straight from open A to the C sharp, did I only put my second finger down? Or did I put both of them down? Think about it. I'll give you a couple seconds. If you need to rewind, you can. Okay, hopefully you were able to see that when, of course, at the beginning, you put down and take off one at a time. When I get to here, I put them both down at the same time. I didn't do this. I did this. And that's very important. So a good way to practice, just go back and forth between the A and the C sharp so that your fingers are able to get used to it. You know what? While we're here, I just want to do a little brief reminder about posture and position. As you might be able to tell, I'm sitting, but your posture should really not change from if you were standing, because usually it is better when you are standing. But while you are sitting, make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. Your feet are flat on the floor. You're holding up your violin or viola like so. Your arm should have a nice V or U shape. And I don't want to see any serving pizza like this. We don't want to have the wrist completely like this. We want it like that. Nice and curved. And this makes it easier to get all these fingerings. So, if you want to pluck Au clair de la lune along with me, you can rewind and do so. If you think you're ready for the bow, then let's do it. But before we do that, I told you that those bow lifts were going to come back, and they are going to come back. Just listen to me first and watch as I do the bow lift in the middle. Now it's my turn. So, yeah, the bow lift is really, just watch again. I take a down bow, I get to the tip, I lift the bow up into the air, I support it, I bring it all the way back around until I reach the frog, and then I'm here again, and I can take another down bow. So I want you to try that with me right now and go as slow as I'm going. So do it with me. Take a down bow. Stop at the tip. And then once you're ready, slowly raise the bow into the air. Bring it back around to the frog. And when you're ready, take another down bow. Do that as many times as you need. You can pause the video right now if you want. If you're ready, repeat after me. Now it's my turn. Now it's your turn. Okay. Do that as many times as you need. Once you get the hang of it, let's try putting that into a clair de la lune. Okay. 1, 2, ready, play. Open, open, open. 1, 2, 1. Open, 2, 1, 1. Open. Lift your bow. Open, open, open. 1, 2, 1. Open, 2, 1, 1. Open. All right. If you were able to get through all of that, I am super proud of you, and you are definitely on the right track. Now, one last thing before I say goodbye. I know I've said this throughout this video, but just remember that if at any point you need to take a little bit of time to take something in or to practice a little bit more, just pause the video. You can watch the same minute of me demonstrating something 10, 15 times. That's the beauty of YouTube. But please, take as much time as you need. Use these videos. Use these videos the way that in a way that will help you. And with regards to the rest of the tunes in the string builder pages, they pretty much have the same overall technique things that we covered in this video. But if you're playing through one of them and you have a question that needs to be answered, there will be interns at the Saturday morning hotline that will be able to answer. But please, definitely, the songs that we just covered, please practice them. And make sure you can play them well, because that'll put you in really good shape. Okay? See you soon, and happy practicing.